Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Well, during January in the UK, especially in the northern part of the UK, which is Scotland, there is a poet which some people like to celebrate. Robert Burns is Scotland's national poet, and Scottish people, wherever they live, always like to remember his birthday. Robert Burns was born on the 25th of January 1759 and he died on the 21st of July 1796. Many of his poems have music now, so they became songs. And there's many compositions which have been converted to songs. And maybe the most famous one is the song that all English people sing all across the world at midnight for New Year. And it's called Auld Lang Syne. It's the only song we sing, and it was written by Robert Burns. Yes. It's kind of like some kind of unofficial national anthem of Scotland. My favourite Burns poem, which has become a song, is called A Red, Red Rose. And the first line is, "My love is like a red, red rose." Robert Burns was born in Scotland, quite close to where I am right now, and sometimes I go to visit his old house. When Scottish people go to fight in a war, they usually take a book of Burns poems. When they travel to other countries, they usually take Burns poems with them. Burns' poems were written in Old Scottish, and even we don't really understand them. We have to study them. So if you're thinking about buying his book of poetry, I would make sure you get a version that's been translated into full English, because even I don't understand everything that Robert Burns wrote. Well, what do we do on the evening of his birthday to celebrate? Well, many restaurants and pubs like to offer the meal, which we usually eat on that night. And usually we eat haggis, turnip, and potatoes. Haggis is a very old Scottish dish, and we only eat it once in the year. It's sheep's stomach filled with the intestine of the sheep and other bits of animals, all wrapped up in a ball. Now, it sounds disgusting, doesn't it? I usually prefer the vegetarian version because the real version, it's quite hard, it's quite a tough thing to eat, a whole ball of meat. Societies like the Robert Burns Society and most clubs in the UK will have a Burns night. And that means they get a man to play the bagpipes, someone to read poetry, and they will bring this haggis in on a silver plate, read poetry to it, and then stab it. If you think that's a little bit strange, you would be right. It's very, very odd. And these clubs which have Burns nights, you have to be specially invited or pay a lot of money for a ticket. They used to be only for men, but now they allow women also. Well, you can investigate Robert Burns when you have some time. He's widely regarded here as one of our best poets, but the reality is he was simply a farmer, and a lot of his poems were written when he was drunk. So I'm not sure that he's a very good example. So how he became our national poet, I have no idea. Anyway, his civil commentary about his world in 1759, well, that's when he was born, is very, very interesting. And I'm hoping you enjoy reading about him as much as I do. Scottish people, they regard Robert Burns as one of their own people, and they take books of him everywhere. I don't, but he is a symbol, if you like, of Scottish tradition and people. All right, that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed this. See you soon. Bye.